They're not going to teach you that. They're not going to tell you who the Crenshaw family is. They're not going to tell you that the DWP is a private company not owned by the state. They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you about how the black people in Watts and the lead that's in the pipes underneath the water and how they got all the different gentrification going on there, running them brothers out of them communities. They're not going to tell you that.
Gangster Chronicles, players, this is not your average show.
But as far as the perpetuation of what's going on today, that's America's problem, is gentrification. See, I wrote an article once before called Chemicals and Biological Weapons of Mass Destruction Hit the Inner City. I wrote it to the President of the United States. I wasn't talking about no bombs. I'm talking about that crack cocaine, them big old pistols with them switches on there, that HIV and that AIDS and all that shit. You see what I'm saying? So there's a different approach. When the brother made his record, it may not have been a direct apology to the black community, but it was an enlightenment with an apology attached because it enlightened people like myself. So there'll never be a way for us to apologize for the oppressor's bullshit. Like I tell a lot of youngsters, they say, man, I live on Rosecrans. You do? Well, who is General Rosecrans? See, we got to teach our children different. Oh, God, blood, I live on Rosecrans. General Rosecrans was an oppressor.
That's deep, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Did you know that, Eiht?
Then they say, well, I drank Coors beer. Well, Coors was an oppressor. Every oppressor that was an oppressor got a beer named after him on street. Pico Payo, he was the first black Mexican-American mayor, governor or something. So we have to give our people different scenarios to let them know. The housing project was built by the best black architect that was ever lived. I forget his name, that built all of Hollywood. A brother.
That's not the stuff that they teach us.
They're not going to teach you that. They're not going to tell you who the Crenshaw family is. They're not going to tell you that the DWP is a private company not owned by the state. They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you about how the black people in Watts and the lead that's in the pipes underneath the water and how they got all the different gentrification going on there, running them brothers out of them communities. They're not going to tell you that.
You know what's deep about you saying that, man? I was coming from Inglewood one day, and I was driving down Imperial with my wife, and I took a wrong turn. I was trying to go visit one of my partners over there, and you know how you turn up in the Watts, you can get lost a little bit. I wound up on this one street, man, and I kept driving because there wasn't no way to get out. I was going to have to come to the end of the cul-de-sac and turned around. I saw a bunch of construction taking place, like new stuff out there, man, like they were building buildings over there. And when I did go to my partner's house, that house had been in their family for maybe 2 generations. When his grandma first came from Tennessee, that's where she bought it, right? And he was telling me, yeah, we about to sell this. Some people done came over, man, they offered us $700,000 at that time, which is way over the value and everything. And I noticed how they're shipping all the brothers and everybody out there to the desert now. They're telling them you could take your Section 8 and go out to Lancaster, Palmdale.
Lancaster, yeah. They tried, I think they tried to do something in Moreno Valley when they was trying to tear down the projects and send everybody out to there.
Well, what they're doing is now they're taking their land back. That's prime real estate right there. You can see how they cleaned up downtown. Downtown is actually a place worth visiting now. I remember when I first came to California in 88, 87, it was like homeless central down there, you know, downtown. But now you go down there, it's nice, you know. My son got an apartment down there, man, it's plush.
That's called gentrification.
Yeah, but if you notice, they shipping us out to the desert now. Buying houses from them, taking them from them, in some cases, making them offers they can't refuse, right? So they selling off their land, man, not really negotiating, not knowledgeable about the whole process. But I said, what's going on? So pretty soon, you think about it, you got the bounty hunters over there. You got Grape Streets over there, right? All of these neighborhoods, man, based on one location, right? Those locations may not be there in another 10 years.
I think another 2 years.
Oh, you give it that soon?
Yeah, because what happens is all the people that they're running out of these areas.
Didn't they tear Jordan down?
Yeah, they got new housing over there.
They tore Jordan down.
The criteria that you got to get in one, if your son get caught smoking weed or writing on the wall, being an adolescent, you're not there. And without even having to mention it, we know we not there. It's a wrap for that. Them brothers and sisters is holding on and still trying to do things. My boy Dow and his family handing out food and whatnot. But what happens is they move us out to these other areas on the quake fault line, where the earthquake line is. Fontana, San Bernardino, that's where the earthquake, the fault line is. So they move us there, but by the time we get to, hypothetically speaking, Fontana, if we try to go to the next city over, Fontana done called them and told them to raise the rent. So they push us from here. Then we push out there $1,300 a month, 3-bedroom, 3-bath. And then the next city over is like, hey, the Negroes is coming. So then they raise the rent. So that's what keeps our people in a perpetual homeless situation. And if you're not aware, see, my crew and I, Daou and a bunch of other brothers, even with Big U, we went out there and bought land in Adelanto. A lot of my partners from Swans, we bought land, man, in the desert. Now you look up, they got the bullet train coming. Then they got the other train coming. And I can show you on my phone right now where a piece of land that I spent 10 acres. See, we have to be, there's no simple solutions, big brothers, only intelligent choices. And one of the intelligent choices that we have to make is to remember that a man with no land has no voice.
That's real talk.
You dig? And when our parents came out here from the plantation and Jim Crow and all that, Grandpa got a nail and a piece of wood and a plot. And he made something happen. So, and you can put it in the links. We're going to show where you can get land for $200 down, no credit check, and buy it in the desert.
We definitely need that link, brother.
Yes, sir, because here's what happened. And I'm going to be very short with it, not to be a compulsive talker or thinker, but I'm trying to get the information out.
We need this information. It's important.
But you can get land for $200 down, no money, no credit check, no nothing, right? Now, the land that I spent for $10,000 for 10 acres, that's 900 and something thousand square feet. The average house is 1,500 square feet, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, right? I can put a water well on there. I can have 18 horses and some more shit. All of America's wars, Israel's wars, Palestine, Egypt, Africa, you name it. Everything is fought over what? Land. Hoods is fought over what? Land. Cowboys and Indians is fought over what? Land. And the only person that can make land is God. So I'm telling young people today, don't go buy them 26-inch rims, playboy. You don't need no Rolex. You need a Rolodex.
But that's, and I don't want to say immaturity, but that's the mark of the youth and the situation of feeling important. You get me? If I got the rims, if I got the motherfucking new kicks, if I got the motherfucker, you know, what way do you reach the youth if they've always been unreachable?
You lead by example, meaning that when you see the youth today, you don't come in telling them what to do. You expound on the ideas that they have because it's their turn.
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangster Chronicles, this is not your average show.